Awesome. Well, welcome to the wake-up call, guys. I hope everybody had a great Christmas. Let's go ahead and get started. So as you guys know, every Friday, we're on this journey. We're on this journey of manifesting the life that you want for yourself. And we've been working on how to get to alpha state, which is what you're looking at is alpha state is a state of mind where you are at about 10 hertz of vibration for the brain. So just so you guys know, that might be too technical. I get it. It was for me, but we have to have a level of measurement. So when you're in your daily routine and you're thinking, doing, working, what have you, you're going to be in about 20 hertz of your brain vibration, okay? So you're in your left brain. Basically, you're making decisions, you're taking control of your life, you're living your life. As we go through stress in our life, we will then go on what's called a high beta. So that's going to be anywhere from 20, 28, 30, or more hertz per minute. So what that does is it puts us in a state of it's almost animal instinct. We're just trying to survive. So what we want to do, and that is living in the world. That is just being in the material, and this has nothing to do with material stuff or anything. I'm just trying to explain to you. That is living in the. Let's better phrase it this way. You're in the physical realm. You're living in the physical realm. Okay. That is when you're in beta or above. Now, as you go down to alpha, you start going into the spirit realm, okay? And let me just explain to you guys today. I want to explain something to you guys today about living in one foot in one world and one foot in the other. So all of your super highly successful people, they know how to have 1 foot in the beta world, which is the physical world, and 1 foot in the alpha state, which is the spiritual world. And when you do that and can function with 1 foot in each one, and I'll tell you what that means, then you're a person that's highly, highly successful and effective in everything you do, pretty much. And the reason being is I want you to think of a computer. Computer has so much there's so much that you could do with a computer. Let's say you have a standalone computer. So your standalone computer would be living in the beta world, okay? You have so much you can do, and you can utilize this computer to do many, many things. You have programs, Excel spreadsheets, whatever you need, right? You have so much power at your fingertips. But what happens to that computer when you connect it to the internet? Now it exponentially grows in power, doesn't it? Because now you can access anything across the World Wide Web, okay? So that's exactly what happens when you are connected both in the beta and in the alpha. Now, why is it we can't just live in alpha? Is because you really don't execute decisions in alpha. You execute them in beta. You have to be consciously aware of what you're doing and making decisions. And if you go down alpha, then you'll go into theta where you're basically asleep. So what you want to do is you want to always stay in a very neutral position where you're around. You can function at around 10 hertz per minute, 10 to 12 hertz per minute. You can function in your everyday life. Now, what does that kind of person look like? Well, you ever seen the movies of Bruce Lee, and Bruce Lee's got all these guys, and they're all around him. They're gonna all they come at him from an alley, and how does he act? He's just very, very calm. You never see him flustered. You never see him sweating. You never see him like, oh my gosh, what am I gonna do? He's very calm, and then what does he do? He just takes care of business, right? So a person that lives with 1 foot in beta, 1 foot in alpha is a person, when you meet them, the person that is like that, nothing is going to fluster him. You can tell him that, the sky just fell, and he's like, okay, and they're going to just take that in because they understand that if they go into beta mode, which is, where you're almost in the fight or flight mechanism, where the hormones of stress are kicking in, you just can't make any good decisions, and you're not being helped by the spiritual realm. So what happens is, just like the internet connects us to the World Wide Web and allows us access to more information, so does being in the alpha state. So what happens if you're going through, I'll give you an example of this. We were looking, Christmas is always a big thing in our family, as I'm sure it is in your family. But so we prepared, we usually start preparing since the beginning of the year for Christmas. And lo and behold, we have Christmas activities we do throughout the month, and we have a great time. And looking forward to Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. Christmas Eve we spend with the family. Christmas Day we do presents, and we do our Secret Santas as a family. Great time. So what happens? So Sunday's Christmas Eve. Well, we go. I take my wife to an event on the 22nd, which is Friday. This candlelight Vivaldi Four Seasons concert. It was awesome. Feeling great. Next day, Saturday, we go play tennis with the family, feeling great. And then Sunday, in the morning, my wife's like, hey, I made some tamales. I was going to take some to my mom this week. I said, you know what, we'll take it right now. Gabriel and I can take it today, and we'll take her the gifts we have as well. So she's like, okay. But I get up out of bed, and I'm like, something doesn't feel right. I'm feeling like something's coming over me. And as the day goes by, I started feeling a little feverish. And I'm thinking, oh my gosh, I'm going to be sick on Christmas Eve, and started feeling feverish, started getting, sweaty hands, and just feeling a little, like not goosebumps, but, when you start feeling like you're coming down with something. Go visit my mother-in-law, come back, and lo and behold, as I come back and everybody's getting ready for the party, I'm not feeling well. I'm like, I'm not feeling well. I'm telling my wife, I'm not feeling well. So what are you going to do? I said, well, a couple of things. So we live in the physical world. I said, go get me, have this product we take called Zeal. I don't know if you've heard of it. Well, that's a different topic for a different day. We take some of this product Zeal, get me a bunch of orange juice, start taking it, and I said, I'm going to bed, and I go into alpha state. And all I do is basically close my eyes, and here I am not feeling well because, you're not feeling well. Alpha state, you're supposed to be calm and relaxed, and when you're not feeling well, that's the last thing you want to do. But I go into alpha state, and I just see myself enjoying the party, doing, having a great time, everything. And this, and here I am sweating. So a couple hours before the party, I start feeling better. Then the, family starts showing up. My wife's like, man, you got like 20 minutes. You got to get ready. This thing's going to start. I get up, get ready, and I'm feeling great. I'm feeling fabulous, guys. But it's not over because it's not like just things, this is not just like some magic pill or magic, method of doing things. I told you have to work on it. You have to work. So, got up, had the party. Nobody knew that I was sick or anything. I told them, yeah, I was sick this week. I'm like, really? And I was sick. Party went great. 3, 4, 5 hours of party. Then, as soon as the party's over, I'm like, babe, you're not gonna believe this, but I'm starting to feel hot and sweaty again. I'm not feeling well again. She's like, well, let me get you some more, more of your drink, and just do what you got to do. So I went, got in alpha state, and that night I'm going to tell you, it wasn't a great night, but it is, I'm just working through my mind, getting better and better. This is something in the past I'd be down for a week. So, and I'm not having any good moments. Next day is Christmas Day. Family's coming over. I get up. Once again, I got myself going again. Don't feel anything. Not sick. Go through the party, everything. We're done. The family's there from like early in the morning till evening, feeling great. But guys, what I have to do is during the day I go to alpha state, And it's not something, like I said, magical. Don't think that you have to be so good at this. I'm just telling you, sharing with you an experience that I had recently, and I put this into practice so you can do it. If this could be you're feeling sick, you're feeling, your finances are down, relationships. You could do this if you had an argument with somebody and you want to patch things up and you don't know how to start patching it. Start seeing yourself in alpha state. Go in alpha state, which is just going to your room, lying down. Put some classical music on if you want, just something that relaxes you. Start imagining the life that you want or the situation that you want. So I went back after everybody left and went to my alpha state because I started feeling it's almost like I had enough battery to get through the party, and then just I'm back to kind of feeling sick. So now once again, when in alpha state, I started seeing myself healthy. It wasn't easy. It wasn't easy. I didn't want to do it. Sometimes my wife said, "You go in alpha state," and I'm like, "Oh, whatever," But I know what she means, and I do it. It's not something I'm not telling you. I'm so excited I'm doing this. When you're feeling bad, you're feeling bad. But I did it, and I got out of it. The next day was the next day after that's movie day, and we go out to eat as a family. Well, that day didn't want to eat as a family in the morning. I didn't feel like eating anything, so I said, let's just wait till the evening. If I can feel much better, we'll go see the movie. And yep, lo and behold, I kept working it, building up, because what you're doing is sickness is a low vibration, right? It's a low vibration. So if you just raise your vibration, and through alpha meditation, which is just being relaxed, it's nothing, you don't have to, what is alpha meditation? Just being relaxed, have a relaxed state of mind, and start imagining and thinking of the things that you want and how you want to see your life unfold the next day or that same day. And as we're going through it, sure enough, my daughter, my oldest daughter, she's like, she usually, buys the tickets for us for the movies and everything. And she's like, "Dad, are we going to go?" I'm like, and I knew she wanted to go. I'm like, "Yeah, we're going to go." And sure, lo and behold, around 4 or 5 o'clock, I'm feeling great. Go to the movie, have a great time. Come back once again. I'm a little down again. I'm feeling the feverish again. Go back that night, alpha meditations. I have a night where I just sweating, but stay on thinking of myself being healthy. Next day, wake up, and it's like night and day. I'm about 80% the next day, 85%. By the end of the day, I'm 90%. By the next day, I'm 100%. So I never let that just completely take over my life. And this is an example of what people do that understand how to use the being in the alpha and the beta world at the same time. Is that you just don't let what's in the physical world, what's happening in the physical world take over. You don't let it take over. You fight it. And I don't like the word fight because you don't accomplish anything in fighting. But I think it's just an appropriate word because you're kind of fighting against your own mind. But you're struggling against your own mind. But I think if I use fighting, it's just a better word, right? You're fighting against your own mind. You just got to fight to live the life you want at all times. Now, my wife's like, "Wow, you didn't enjoy Christmas." I said, "I enjoyed it. At the party, I was great. At the Christmas Eve party was great. At the movies, I was great. It's just those times in between where I struggled and had to work my way out of it, but I'm great. I remember everything perfectly, and I remember everything was awesome." So my time's up, guys, but that's what I wanted to talk to you guys about today is just being able to live in both of those realms at the same time and being able to make decisions in those realms. Because what will happen also when you go into alpha state, if you have a problem you don't have a solution for, go into the alpha state and say, "Why do I have the answer to this problem? Why do I have the solution to this?" And just stay there. And you're accessing the spirit realm. You're accessing the all-knowing. You're accessing it just like I use the example. You're on the internet. The answer will come. If you Google an answer for a question you have, you're going to get an answer. If you just have a standalone computer, you don't have Google. You don't have access to Google. You may not have you won't get the answer, more than likely, unless it's on the computer. But if you're on the internet, you'll get it. And the same thing will happen. Is you have a problem, you have a situation, you go in your alpha state, and you'll get the answer. It might not be the answer the first time, but that answer may lead you to something else that'll lead you to something, that'll lead you to something else that will be the answer. Guys, I love you. I hope everybody had a great and wonderful Christmas. Have a great and wonderful New Year's. I wish the best for your families. Love you guys, and we'll see you next week on the call. Blessings.